Hi, this is McGarvelcuddy, and I'm here showing you a short little tutorial on how to set up LRN web components from the Elms Learning Network people. Here on GitHub, I'm in the repository for LRN web components, and I'm just gonna go down. We've got our instructions, and this is specifically a Windows. As you can see, I'm obviously using Windows, and with this I'm using Cygwin command line, so that's what we have used before. That's what I know works. It's what is tested for it. So, and I've already done all these things that it says previously. I've done the git config global core auto crlf true. That just alters how it reads the end lines for this, and it also one of the differences between the general install and the Windows install is we have to install yarn, globally install symlink directory using yarn, and that will allow your pre-install scripts and your post-install scripts to properly run once we get to them. So let's get started. So first thing, obviously, you're going to want to do is clone your repo. I'll just go in here and I'll cd into my Git repository, and I'll make a directory. I'll just call it lrn toot, and now we are in lrn toot, and that was just two basically, and you would git clone. I'm actually not going to truly clone this. I'll stop it midway through, but a quick tip, the paste function for Cygwin is shift insert for those of you using Cygwin. So I would run this, but I'm not going to because I've already got a repo and my internet where I am right now is pretty bad, so it would take a long time for this live tutorial that I'm doing. So I'm just going to cd out of here, and so we're going to cd into sorry, that's the one that's we should go to lrn web tutorial. That's the one that I've got cloned. So we look in here and we've got our files. One thing you'll notice is that among these files we do not have a yarn lock file. That will come once we have installed. So first thing you want to do, and in order to do this, make sure you also have yarn installed on your system. There's a tutorial included in the README for LRN web components. It links to a site that will tell you how to install yarn. And let's just go yarn install and hit enter, and you should see something like this. So it says no lock file found. So basically that means that it hasn't been properly installed. Once it's installed, it will create a lock file in our system of files here. And since I'm doing this on my internet, my poor internet, this is going to take a bit of time. One of the things is these warnings will be generated. It's not really important. I mean, if you were trying to rebuild this or pick this apart, then they could be important to you. But the thing runs fine with all these warnings showing up. It's just basically deprecations and just support being lost for some of these things. However, that's not really important to this because it all works the way it is set up already, so it's not really important that they don't have support anymore because no more support is needed. It's finished. So as we go through, it's generating a lot of warnings because we're just going through so many things here. And we will eventually hit, once we pass all these, we will eventually hit a progress bar. And once we get to that progress bar, I'm going to stop this installation just because it's going to take a very long time on my computer. It's going to take maybe 10 minutes, and you understand the gist of what's going on here. I don't need to show you how to watch a loading bar, but this is 2 out of 4, and a word of warning: once you hit 3 out of 4, another loading bar will appear, and it may stop at 200 parts out of maybe 4,000, I believe, and then it will freeze. And it's not actually frozen, it's just looking. It actually needs to have a much larger, I think it comes to, once it finds all the bits that it needs to install, it will go to 200 out of 500,000, I believe. So it's just taking its time finding all those bits that it needs to download. So I'm going to stop this because this is not a loading bar tutorial. So I'm going to go back into my Git repos, and my completed one is the updated lrn. So that's got the install finished and everything, so we will go to that. And now we can see that I've got my yarn lock file. That means that it's been completed, and it's, you know, big. So this means that we've completed the yarn install, and let's cd into elements, and I'll just do word count. That one's my one that I've always tested with, just because it's very simple. It's just a word counter. So inside of here we've got basically, if it doesn't look like this, then you must have messed it up. But so we go to test this. Yarn start while inside the elements folder inside the specific element we want. Then you hit yarn start, and if you have a browser open, it will, once it hits this, it will actually open a new tab for you with your local host. I believe it's 8,000. We'll see in a moment. But you don't actually have to have a browser open. It will automatically open it. It just might look like it takes a longer time. And here we go. It may take a shorter time for you. My computer is my computer's a bit old feeling, and come on, what happened? There we go. It's acting strange, but here we go. So this is basically and we can have a demo here. So that demos our word counter down here, and they're basically showing us what it would look like if you implemented this component in your own site. So this is just a nice little tutorial of how to get them working, included right in the system itself. You can just run this and view your demo and your methods. That is going to be it for this tutorial. This has been McGarvelcuddy. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching. Bye.